In 2016, it was part of a presidential debate that drew laughter from the crowd.
He said the FBI was rigged. He said the Republican primary was rigged. He claims the court system and the federal judge is rigged against him. He started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged against him.
Should have gotten it.
This is a mindset. This is how Donald thinks.
Hillary Clinton called it funny but troubling. So what do critics call his rigged allegations now?
As a lawyer, what do you make of that latest rigged tweet from Mr. Trump?
I think it's very unfortunate. You know, we're in a situation where I think everybody reasonably believes that, of course, Joe Biden won the election.
Dallas lawyer and SMU adjunct professor Eric Cedillo says that while the president's tweet served to undermine faith in the election system and that a lack of a concession delays President-elect Biden's access to important information and funding normally made available by now, that specific deadlines are still going to arrive. December 8th, the safe harbor deadline when each state must certify its votes. December 14th, when the members of the Electoral College meet to officially cast their votes. January 6th, when the joint session of Congress counts and makes those votes official. And January 20th at noon, when the new president is sworn in.
So these are the steps that I think are going to happen regardless of whether or not a concession is made.
Still, as shown this weekend as thousands of Trump supporters rallied in Washington, D.C., the president's rigged allegations continue to give his supporters hope.
Christmas is coming for Trump, and it's going to be in a really good way. We're going to win.
The president has absolutely no opportunity to overturn this election. It's not going to happen.
Now, in an election like no other, we wait to see what twist and turn greets us next. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.